My name is Malikha McDonald. I've been living in England the majority of my life. I was born in the Caribbean, Jamaica to be precise, one of the greatest countries in this whole world. Came over here in the kind of late 80s, which was a massive culture shock because for me, I'd never seen a lot of the things which were commonplace, snow being one of them. Never seen that in my life. Never seen, certain transportation, and we never had things like McDonald's or certain shops and certain foods. So that kind of really had a massive effect on me in regards to just society and culture. Currently, I work as a health professional. Have been doing so for over 4 years in one particular role. But in Birmingham, I've been working within different fields, whether it's been youth mentoring, one of the first people to set up youth mentorship within schools, personal coach, also fitness and health and nutrition is something which I'm into quite a lot. That's kind of myself in regards to my background. I'm a guy that's very active. I like to be out there. My main passion is supporting and helping people to kind of reach their goal, but also to set tangible goals that they can achieve themselves. Well, in regards to the message that I would give to my younger self, I think it's kind of interesting because when I was younger, for one, there wasn't a lot of male role models around me. There wasn't a lot of people that would sit you down and give you the time of day for you to articulate your feelings, for you to talk about how you felt, or for you to even be able just to not say anything. There was a massive expectation that if you was young, you'd either be seen and not heard, or you just go to school. Nevertheless, there was a lot of issues behind the scenes that I was going through personally. Me now, looking back, I would definitely encourage my younger self. One of the main things I would say to a younger Malikha is to write more. And I know it doesn't sound like the most theoretical thing or the most catchy thing. I know it's not the most motivating thing, but one of the most therapeutic things I've ever found is when I wrote my feelings down. I wrote how I'm thinking, what's going on, and I was able to see my words on paper. That meant it was no longer in my head, cluttering, causing frustration, me feeling angry or any forms of anxiety, but rather I could see what was in front of me. And usually you can destroy what you can see. The scary thing is when you can't see something, you don't know how to fight it, you don't know how to work it, you don't know what to do with it. But when words are on paper, you can work with it, you can give power, or you can disarm it. So I would say to my younger self, write down your feelings, keep a journal, no matter what it is, however big, however small, write it down. It makes a massive, massive difference. When I was going to university, and I left school with 2 wonderful GCSEs, and at this time I'd been kicked out of probably 4 schools, 5 schools maybe, private schools, you name it. And my educational attainment, it was a bit of a mystery because me and school just didn't get along. But nevertheless, I wanted to make my mother proud. Coming into this country, there wasn't many of my family that went into higher education, and I knew that there was still greatness in me, but I didn't have the right avenues to bring that out. So going to university when I got in there probably was one of the most challenging, most difficult and most frustrating times of my life because I've never, ever, ever been in an institute where you're expected to know. You're expected not to ask questions, but there's an expectation on you that you already know. You know the hidden language that's being said. It was a red brick university, so it had a prestige about it. And even that was a blessing that I got there, but here I am, a young black lad in a city, Birmingham, single mom, all the stereotypes, but without a clue. Books that I can't even pronounce the name of, having a rota of when I'm supposed to be in school, when I'm supposed to be in university, when I'm supposed to be at the library, how many books I'm supposed to read, essays, It blew my mind. I was stressed. My first year was probably one of the most frustrating and scariest times. I spent majority of my time in the library, not because I was studying, but simply because I was just hiding. I was hiding behind books. I was hiding behind the fact that it looked like I was doing something, until I started to put into practice the very advice that I would give to my younger. I started to write down my feelings. I started to articulate myself on paper. I started to set goals. I started to write down, I know it sounds really redundant now, a to-do list. Okay, today I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna read 2 chapters. I'm gonna make an attempt to focus at reading this book and whatever have you. And you know, lo and behold, with doing that repetitively, and that's the one thing that I would say, it's not easy just to start something. Anyone can start, but you have to repeat it. You know, someone once said to me that practice makes permanent. I don't believe that. I believe that perfect practice makes permanent. So you've got to practice it perfectly until it becomes permanent. And that's what I did. And then, you know, I was able to graduate through university. As I said, it wasn't easy. I failed many of my assignments, but with the grace of God, and also at this time I had a better network around me of people who was encouraging me, people who were supporting me, and people who were also critiquing the things that I was writing. And one thing that I would say, share the things that you're writing down. Don't just write it and lock it away, but share it with those who you know genuinely care about you, genuinely want the best for you, not the gift, not because you're a good footballer or a singer or dancer, but they actually want the best for you as a human being. And as I did that, I became better. And you know, I was able to graduate with a first-class honorary degree, and I felt ecstatic about it because, yeah, I worked hard, but I know a lot of that was credited to some of the things which I learned about writing my feelings down, speaking to those who can actually direct me and critique me and actually say, Malikha, no, or Malikha, yes, or rethink that. And that had a massive effect on my life. So, dear younger, write your feelings down.